Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Hello, good afternoon. I almost said good morning. Jesus, so far out of practice for this. Welcome to another episode of Like Father, Like Daughter, brought to you by the Revelton Distilling Company and Kyle Lehman of Wintrust Mortgage, broadcasted live from the AKC Andrew Downs Marketing Studio. That's a lot. I am your host, the dad, Chris Shipley, as always with Caitlyn. Caitlyn, you look so bright and fresh and well-rested.
Yeah, what can I say? So it happens when you take a nap at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Jeez, man. I've been up since 6 o'clock doing a bunch of work all day.
Hey, I just got back from vacation.
So
I'm on
did I.
that vacation.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
I
but
was
you-
on vacation. I was on work.
And
I was on
and
work.
you took a plane. You at least got to take a plane. You weren't sitting in a car for 10 hours.
That's true. 100%. We'll get to that. But yeah, it was a busy day. I woke up at 6. This is how out of sync I was. I woke up at 6, took a shower, got dressed. I was like, okay, I want to build this like a patio, like a barbecue patio portion off the deck, so I can put my my barbecue grill and my flat top grill and stuff off the deck. So I had already went and bought some pallets to lay as a base, and then I had already went and bought some 8-foot boards, but I needed some trim boards and some stuff like that. So I thought, well, I'll get up, I'll go to Menards. I get to Menards at 7:15. I'm like, I'm going to get so started. Fucking Menards doesn't open until 8 o'clock. I'm sitting there like shit. So I went back home, cleaned the kitchen up a little bit, had breakfast, got back in the car, drove back to Menards, got my boards, did a little bit of that. Then Tim showed up at 9:30, and we took the ambulance to the mechanic in Mitchellville. So the ambulance has made a very long trip. It made it. Everything was fine, no problems whatsoever. I was a little concerned.
Good to know.
I was a little concerned, because I had never driven it that far. I was also a little concerned because it was hot as balls out, and there's no air conditioning in that freaking thing. But I forgot that it had a vented window. Do you know what a vented window is?
I think you've told me about them before because Grandpa's van used to have them, right?
Yes. Yeah. So it's like a triangle window on the front of your up and down window, your door window, and when you flip it, it like forces the air to come in and like blast you. And it felt great. I did not feel hot at all. So
yeah, but it's probably hard to have a conversation like that.
I was talking to you on the phone, so I mean,
oh
no,
okay.
you can. It's not like It's not like the new cars where it doesn't have the vented windows. So when you roll the windows down, the fucking car thumps. Like it doesn't do any of that. So so got it out there, and I think that's going to be a good move. The guy was super chill and was totally understanding of, I don't really want to spend a crap ton of money right now, but first thing he said when I pulled in, he was like, "Hey, it sounds like it runs really well," and I was like, "Oh, good, okay." So
that's a good sign.
Yeah. So then I came back, and then I went to Dave and Buster's with the boys. Took the boys to Dave and Buster's, and then came back and worked on the deck off and on all afternoon. So it's been a busy day for me. Yeah. So cleaned up from the barbecue last night. So
gosh, it has not been busy for me at all, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just chilled. Cleaned up. Walker actually cleaned up most of the apartment while I slept in this morning. I mean, but sleeping in, I still woke up at like 8.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just cleaned up and kind of reset for the week because we're both going back to work tomorrow. I'm going to start babysitting. So,
were you like on a consistent basis or just off and on? Or?
Yeah, just a few times a week.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So Father's Day was last week. I got a new, I got some cool gifts. I got a nice couple pizza stones for the barbecue grill so I could make pizza in the smoker. That was cool. That turned out really well.
That was Walker and I came back after Father's Day and we're like, that was just a lot of fun. Just to eat and swim and chill and hang out and it
was fun. And then you got me a big boot to fill with beer,
things
like that. So that was awesome. Das boot.
Yes.
Yep. And then I took it off because I was doing some work and stuff outside, but the boys got me a new Apple Watch band, an Iowa State Apple Watch band. It's all white with the logo on it and stuff like that. It looks really good.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I got that back when I got back from Philly. So not too bad. So well, let's talk about our trips. So you went to Nashville. Tell me about Nashville.
Oh, it was so much fun. We went for a bachelorette party, and we got to explore Broadway a lot and see what was down there. I got to do some things that I've never done before. Like I went on an open air party bus where the whole sides of the party bus are open. So as your bus driver is driving down Broadway and the music's playing, you can dance with people and people are like taking pictures of you. And it's so funny.
That's fun.
Yeah. And then we also did that pedal bike. You see them downtown where people are pedaling. There's like a whole group of them, a pedal pub.
Yeah. And
except it was 90 degrees outside. I hadn't been drinking all that whole day because I had been driving.
Right.
So I had one drink on the thing and I was sweating it out. And I was like, this has to be way more fun when you're not the DD.
Right. No kidding.
Because I'm just working out right now. All I'm doing is sweating.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not one of the pedal ones, but one of those open air thing. I did one of those after Bill Willer's wedding. We had one of those. It looked like almost like a train caboose of some sort. And he got married. Jeez, I'm trying to think where he got married at. I can't even remember. I don't even remember. I don't know, but he got married in one spot and the reception was clear somewhere else. And we rode that in between the wedding and the reception. And all I remember was that's the first time I ever drank Leinenkugel's beer because it was Leinenkugel's Honey Weiss and it was really good. And then B, we stopped for beer twice. So we drank quite a bit. So on the way
I enjoyed the party bus. I think though, because like I've only ever been on one here at home, for work things or when I was in prom. And you're usually going on like interstates and stuff. So you're going pretty fast. You have those windows down, music blasting. It doesn't get very hot in there.
Right.
But with the open air bus, when you're driving down Broadway, you
Yeah.
know, like you can't really be going more than, 10 miles an
Right.
hour. You're not going very fast. So there was like no breeze. At one point we had like a wind tunnel and I was sticking my head out and I'm like, oh my God, it feels so good. But it was definitely hot and we wore black shirts.
You guys did not
Yep.
think that through very well at all, did you?
No. And then I think my favorite part was our group kind of split up and not intentionally, just like some miscommunication things happened. But 4 of us ended up going to the mall and everyone went back downtown on our last day. But it was really hot outside and we had somebody with us who she had really bad asthma and had 2 attacks the previous time. Like she was just,
yikes.
She's like, I just want to go home and I'm cool with just going to the mall and AC. And we were all cool with that. Like nobody was mad or anything. We were like, let's go to the mall. And then we got done at the mall and then we came back and cleaned up the Airbnb a little bit. Everybody else joined up later. But while they were still downtown, it was Walker, myself, and the girl Ashley. She's super sweet, super kind, super cool. We went down to the creek and there was like a little like dock access. Well, we couldn't find that, so we just drove down the road a little bit and we could see like a bridge, and from there you could access the creek from under the bridge, and there was a little parking spot next to the bridge. So we went there and we walked through the creek and we got to explore it. It was so much fun. I
saw those photos. That looked fun.
Yeah, we found a cave, so we climbed up the wall a little bit and got to see inside the cave.
Yeah.
But it was, you were covered by the treetops. It was a little warm, but like you were walking through that really nice cold water from the creek and it was see-through, which was I think the craziest thing to me was how see-through the water was, even though I'm like, but yeah, it was really fun. Everyone had a great time. We all had that last night. We all hung out together. We lit off some fireworks. We had a bonfire, and then everyone got a pretty early start the next morning. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Long drive.
It was a long drive, especially when you're like, I just want to get home.
Did you guys all drive separately, or did you guys kind of?
We did like groups.
Yeah.
We did like some. We just like figured out how to carpool and ride together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We rode up with a guy named Hank. He's super cool. It was super nice. So everybody, and that's another thing. I didn't know Walker and I didn't know a lot of these people in.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how it is when you're like in a wedding party. Sometimes you don't know most of the people in the wedding party.
No, I
so
that.
I think
that actually seems really odd to me.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Every wedding I've ever been in, I've known everybody that was in it. Well, I mean, I haven't known everybody, but I've known the majority of the people because the person that I'm in the wedding for, I'm friends with, and I know some of their friends.
Well, I
think
about
you know what I mean?
My friend Alyssa from my job, from work, you know, my friend Alyssa, like, I know that she has a whole bunch of other friends that I've never met and I don't really know. And if Alyssa were to get married someday and ask me to be in the wedding, there's a good chance I might not know the majority of her party because we're not always running in the same circles. So I don't find it really odd. And then the wedding that I was just in, I didn't know majority of the people. I only knew
okay. So let me think now. I was in Chris Reeves's wedding. I guess I knew 2 of those guys. I didn't know any of the girls. That fucking wedding, God, we were in these tuxedos and the shoes were absolutely horrible. They hurt so bad. And I remember I was standing up there. I was standing next to Terry Konchowski, who was a guy that we played soccer with. And we were both like kind of whispering like, oh my God, like my fucking feet are killing me. And pretty soon, this minister is going through the spiel, you know, and then all of a sudden he like pauses and some dude from the back gets up and just starts talking on a microphone. And it turns out it's part of the ceremony. And this guy is like a minister from where they went to college. And he starts talking about how they went to Bible study and they went to class and they went to, and how they met. And it was just this long-winded thing. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Let's move on. I was so pissed. So, God, I was so mad.
Yeah. Well, Walker and I were kind of anxious about not really knowing a lot of the people going. And everyone was just super sweet and super kind. Everybody had each other's back. Like, there was never a moment where you were left alone with a single other person where they didn't make you feel like you weren't welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like, it kind of felt like, and some of them have been friends for many years. Some of them have only been friends for a few years. Like and you wouldn't really know walking into the group who's been around longer than who.
Right.
Like, it's everyone was just so great like that. It was just an amazing trip. And it was nice it was also weird because it was like my real, like, I would say, like, not my first trip, but it was, I haven't taken many trips without you or Mom. So
that's probably your first, like, adult vacation, right? Without me or Mom, right?
I
mean, you went to, right, but that was for a couple days. But I mean, not for an entire week. I would say,
like, long period of time where, like, it's planned, where I'm planning it and budgeting out a vacation fund and stuff like that. I really haven't had to do that. So it was a really interesting learning curve for me to figure out what that's like. And it's also, I think any type of experience is a learning experience. I also know that I would love to go back to Nashville because I just feel like when you go with such a big group, it's hard to do all the things you want to do because you're balancing the needs and wants of 14 people or however many people. So I told Walker, I said, this would be a really just fun, like, spring break trip to just come and see and explore. And it's not super hot yet and not super crazy. So we'll see. But
that does sound fun,
it's definitely something I would go to again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got to go to Philadelphia, so this was the first time I've ever been in Philadelphia. Went on a work trip with my boss and then the couple regional managers, the construction VP, and the HR coordinator. So it was good. I was excited. I also felt like I was going to learn a lot. The people I work with are just amazing. They're so much fun. I've been there 4 months and I already feel like I have those relationships and those friendships with people where you can have a good time and still, lock down and get work done and whatever else. And I've really missed that. So gosh, it was just so much fun to hang out with them and whatever. But then, so the first night we landed, and then we got to the hotel and we were supposed to meet a vendor for dinner at this Brazilian steakhouse. So when we got there, one of the ladies and I texted me and she was like, "Hey, I don't really want to sit around the hotel. Do you want to walk down? Do you want to go?" Well, first we had a group text going and I was like, "Does anybody want to go?" Because we hadn't eaten anything all day because we've been in the airports all day. And some people were like, no. And then, so this one girl was like, "Yeah, I'll go somewhere." And I was like, "Well, there's a little pizzeria bar and grill like a block down the road." So we walked down there, had a beer, and then had some garlic knots or something. And then we walked back and then we got dressed and we changed. And then we all went to go meet this guy it was a vendor that we had. So it was a vendor dinner. And then on the way, we were early. So we thought, well, we'll stop and get a drink somewhere. So we stopped at this really fancy, like, bar type thing on the corner and had a drink. And then we went to the steakhouse. And you ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse before? Where they like bring the meat right to you and they like slice it off.
No, I've never been to one.
It was great. It was really good. But I had already at that point had a beer, an old fashioned. I just ordered another old fashioned, and I was eating and I ate. And after, I don't know, about an hour, I was like, I'm full. I'm tired. Like I feel like I've hit a brick wall. And, you know, the vendor was great and whatever, but it wasn't a vendor that I use. So they were talking construction and flooring and all this stuff. And
right.
Pretty soon I'm an hour in and I just go, so I'm going to go. Like I'm tired. Like I excused myself and I shook his hand and I left. And Amy kind of looked at me and I was just like, whatever, I got to go. And so I went back to the hotel and literally I laid on bed, turned the TV on, and I zonked. I was out for like an hour. And then I woke up and it was like 7:30, 7:45. And I texted him and I was like, I'm sorry. Part of this is because of like the way my esophagus is, all this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, no. And then all of a sudden I get a separate text from Amy and she's like, I should have totally left with you. She's like, I'm literally bored to tears. So they were there for like 2.5 hours. So then they text me and they're like, hey, we're back. And then a couple, the regional and another person texted me and was like, hey, do you want to go across the street? We're going to go have a drink at this putt shack, which was a mini golf and bar and whatever. And I was like, yeah, give me 10 minutes. And this was at like 10:20 at night. Cause at that point I had taken a nap. I was wide awake. Like, what am I going to do?
You went through your hungover phase.
Right. I wasn't even hungover. I had a crash. It was like a diabetic crash is what it felt like.
Yeah.
So anyways, I go and I end up getting dressed. I'm just about ready to leave and I get a text message. Hey, tell us what you want to drink and we'll order it because they close at 11. Okay, well, I'm not coming out. By the time I get there, I'll be there for 20 minutes. I was like, I'll just meet you guys in the morning. So anyways, we did that. And then the next day we went to the conference and I did I did some education sessions and whatever. And then that night we went to the Franklin Institute for a pre-party. And that was where, dude, they had like free food and free drinks. And it was all hosted by the company that we house all of our like rental software and stuff in. And it was it was cool. Like this Franklin Institute was super cool. And then we had drinks and whatever, and then we hopped in an Uber and we went to the Carrie Underwood concert in this. It was kind of like a Nashville bar, right? Like you go in there and it had a big, huge bar, and then there was a floor, but then you could go upstairs and watch kind of from the rafters. And that's where we went. But that all had free booze and free food.
Oh. And
at that point, I wasn't eating anymore. Like I couldn't eat any, but they had like burgers and hot dogs and all this other great stuff. And I was like, damn. And free beer. And then we got to watch Carrie Underwood, and that was awesome.
Yeah, I heard she puts on a really good show.
Dude, she rocked. She might, I'll probably get in trouble, but she might be better than Taylor Swift. So anyways.
Okay, well, you haven't been to a Taylor Swift concert. Okay, that I've heard really nothing but great things about the Eras tour as well.
I know. It looks really cool. So then the next day we went, one of our coworkers was one of the keynote speakers at an educational session. So we went and cheered her on. And then I went and had lunch with a vendor that I work with. And that was like 3 hours, which was just super cool. And then we went to a little bar for another vendor for a little pre-game or pre-happy hour. And we had free pizza and free beer at this place. And then we left, and then we went to the Philadelphia Museum of Art. And that was like where they filmed Rocky running up the stairs, like that.
Yeah.
So, and his statue was out there. So I got my picture of the statue. We walked up the stairs, got a couple pictures of outdoors. And then it was super cool because the party was in this big, huge outdoor like pavilion or whatever, but you could go into the Museum of Art and like go eat and free food and free booze and whatever. And then we come outside and we're sitting outside and we're sitting right next to this table. And all these people are like huddled up next to this big, like long table. And they just start handing out Stanley cups. So I walk over and I get in line and I get a Stanley cup. So me and Heather and Amy are sitting here and all of a sudden Heather goes, "Hey, Chris, I think they're going to pull out some more Hank Stanleys. Come get in line with me." We didn't even get in line. They were just walking out into the crowd. They were trying to get rid of them. So I walked, well, not trying to get rid, but like they had more boxes they had to get rid of. And instead of making people waiting in line, they just kind of walked through the crowd, and we got up and walked 3 feet, and the lady handed us one again. So we got 2 free Stanley cups. That was so awesome. I know you're pissed, aren't you? I feel like I could resell those things and pay off some of the ambulance.
Nah, it's just a plain white Stanley. You can't get much for that.
Not if I throw a 3 Beards logo on it.
Oh, yeah.
that'll drive them in.
Yeah.
But anyways, and then I flew home. But it turns out that Heather, on the first day, when we walked way out of our way because we went the wrong way, she like tripped on the sidewalk. And like later in the day, she's like, my toe really hurts. And then that night she got back to her hotel and sent us a photo. She got home on Friday, broke her toe, broke the second knuckle on her big toe, and broke the bone off the tip of her toe.
Ooh.
So yeah,
right.
Yeah. Poor kid. Yeah. So yeah. But that was my trip. It was fun. Had a good time.
Yeah,
so,
it sounds like a blast.
Yeah. Let's get a break from Revelton Distilling Company. Super excited. Their bourbon is out now, so I need to get a refresh of this ad. But everything in here is still true. But I've got your bottle of whiskey, by the way, Caitlyn, and you still have not paid me, by the way. So, just say it. But you know what? Aaron didn't pay me for it either, and he took his. Shit, I gotta tell him that. All right. Anyways, whatever. I'll just make 3 Beards Media pay for it. So, but with that, let's get a word from Revelton Distilling Company, and we'll be right back.
Why take the best corn in the world and make it into fuel when you could make it into whiskey? That's the question that launched Revelton, Iowa's most visible and fastest growing distillery. Owners Rob and Christy Taylor embrace the grain-to-glass philosophy, sourcing ingredients locally and overseeing on-premises production and bottling at their facility in Osceola. One sip, and you'll agree that Revelton's handcrafted whiskeys, gins, and vodkas are the best you've ever tasted. And with the launch of their rye whiskey, made with 100% Iowa-grown rye and corn, and their new bourbon coming soon, there's more Revelton to love than ever. Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com.
All right, and we are back. So, 4th of July is coming up. We entered the ambulance into the 4th of July parade, so super excited about that. So, yeah. So, what about you? Are you doing anything for 4th of July? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hanging out with Abby and Walker, and we're hanging out with you. So.
Oh, okay.
Abby asked if we could hang out on the 4th, so I said yeah. So we can have an extra person throwing candy.
Abby who?
Mulford.
Oh, really? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Like, yeah.
She came last 4th of July.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You know, there's no party in the works. There's no party in the park afterwards? No.
Why?
They don't have enough volunteers, I guess.
Yeah,
nothing
I think
afterwards.
I think Judy Corcoran really led a big part of that, right?
She was part of the Hometown Pride, but I don't know if it's the city or if it's the organization. I don't know. There's some discussion on Facebook pages. Who knows? But the parade is happening for sure, but there's no party after in the park.
Well, let's do our own party at the house.
Well, we are, and guess who's coming? Aunt Julie and Uncle Mark's coming. Aunt Julie and Uncle Mark's going to come.
Sweet.
So, yeah. So
I invite people.
Yeah, I don't care. Of course. If you want to invite Tommy and Terrell.
Yeah.
Tommy and Terrell, if you're listening, you can come to 4th of July. You can come to the parade, watch us throw out candy, and then you can come to the parade. So, or you can come to the house.
Come to the pool.
That's right. I promise to keep my shirt on. So that's no. But yeah, that should be fun. So
yeah. So should I show you your souvenir I bought you on here on the pod, or should I wait until we're in person?
You can wait until we're in person.
Yeah. Okay.
So
okay, but then that means the next pod we do, you have to wear the shirt.
Okay.
Speaking of souvenirs.
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed my shirt.
I couldn't see the logo. I saw how excited you guys were to go to the Piggly Wiggly. So
there's the back.
Nice.
Because what's America without a Piggly Wiggly?
Right.
Yeah. That was a great part of my trip.
Piggly Wiggly was a great part of the trip.
Oh my! I had a whole Snapchat series. It was like they had fire merch. The Piggly was wigglied. You know, like it was.
Oh my God! What a nerd.
But it was fun. It was Walker and I went out like a mid-morning, and then we went grocery shopping, and then we saw a Mexican restaurant and had a little date time while we were in Nashville.
Yeah.
To ourselves. So we got to go to the Piggly Wiggly. So it was cool, and the prices weren't bad at all.
Yeah.
So if you got a Piggly Wiggly near you,
there you go. I'm sure.
Pick it up.
Nice shirt. What a dude. What a goof.
Send me your pic. They had like an oven mitt, a Piggly Wiggly oven mitt.
Jeez.
They had just the most random merch. So if you find your local Piggly Wiggly merch, send me pics. You know,
right?
Send pics into the pod of your Piggly Wiggly merch. Oh, and we must not forget
my God!
Walker's
shut up.
Hat. Yeah, this is the hat Walker
Okay,
got.
that's kind of dope.
They had one that was just the pig. They had like 100. They had so many different types of hats, colors and styles with different patches.
God. That hat is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah. Why? Nice. I said, I remember I said something to the group. I was like, I want to go to Piggly Wiggly. They're like, you've been to a Fairway? You've been to a Piggly Wiggly. Fairway doesn't have this.
Right?
Fairway does not have a cute pig greeting me when I walk in the door. Also, their store dad, like I swear, I looked at the tomato soup cans, and they were like perfectly set on top of each other. All of them were facing the exact same direction. Like I didn't want to touch anything because it looked so nice. It was so nice, so clean, so pretty. It was great. 10 out of 10 recommend Piggly Wiggly. Maybe we could talk to Craig at Fairway and see about converting it. I know we just built the Fairway, but I think there's still time for a rebrand.
Right. Still time for a rebrand. Can we have a half Fairway, half Piggly Wiggly? That's what
we'll just
Piggly
call
Wiggly.
it. You don't have to change anything.
If you're listening, we'd love to have you on as a sponsor.
Piggly Wiggly in Iowa.
We'd love to be your official sponsor for Piggly Wiggly. We would love that.
Yeah, 100%. I would talk about Piggly Wiggly all day long.
Right? No kidding.
Also, how can you not, like I told Walker, I said the words Piggly Wiggly would instantly stop any fight. Could you imagine you and mom are in an argument and she's like, you know what? I'm going to go to the Piggly Wiggly to cool down. Like, could you be in a serious tone if she was like, I'm going to the Piggly Wiggly, you know, like, probably or like not. If you were like, you can't fight. You can't fight because you can't help but laugh. Probably not. So it's saving marriages since I don't know how long Piggly Wiggly's been open. I've actually, you know how long I've wanted to go? Because I saw it in a movie. It was, have you ever heard of the movie Win a Date with Tad Hamilton?
I feel like you've told me about the movie before.
It's like basically like there's this grocery store that these people are working at in a small town. And there's this guy and this girl, they work at a Piggly Wiggly. and like the Tad Hamilton is like this huge famous actor star. Yeah. And this competition is like, I don't know, they could win a date with him or something. So, but I just remember it takes place in a Piggly Wiggly. And that's why I was like, I want to go there. That's a real store. I could not believe it was a real store.
Shut up. You didn't know that?
I was really young when I watched the movie. But
they were huge in the South.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get me one up here.
I did not know that. Okay. No. So let's take a break. We're going to get a word from Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. And then when we come back, I thought we would rank together since we had our Three Beards Media Celebration Barbecue last night. Shout out to everybody that came. Listeners
Was
came.
it last night?
It was last night, which is why I invited you over, and you said you couldn't make it because you were.
See, that's my bad, because had I known it was that, I would have made it.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't know it was that. Walker and I thought that you guys were just being like inviting us over for dinner. We had no idea.
No, it
Or
was
else
the
I would have came
celebrate.
over and swim.
Bill Blank was here with his girlfriend, Andrew from Hawkseye View. Amy came down.
Who was using my orange slice?
One of the Ward and his wife came, who live here in Norwalk and are listeners and good friends.
Nora,
their daughter.
Stop. Nora and Ward and Alyssa. I watched their kids at Crayons to Pencils.
Shut up.
I got to text
Nora. Him. Yeah, so the
Nora
2 little girls, they came over, they swam in the pool the entire time. Then, get this, it was so cute. They thanked me like 100 times. And then they kept whispering their dad, and I was like, what's going on? They're like, they want to see the ambulance. And I was like, okay, let's go see the ambulance. So I took them out there, and I opened it up, and I let one of them do the sirens, or I let one of them do the lights, and I let the other one do the siren. And they gave me like 3 hugs. It was so cool. They are such
they are a sweet family, such a sweet family, such sweet kids. I had Nora that first summer at the rec center. She was one of my kids. I had like 7 kids in my group. Yeah, I'll send you a picture, right? I'm sending you a picture in the messenger of our group, because that's so crazy.
Text it to me. And I'll send it to
because I told you this before, that I've watched Ward's kids.
Yeah, text it.
And that his daughter,
So,
and that's awesome.
Funny. So in that, let's get a word from Kyle, and then we'll come back. We're gonna rank these barbecue foods on this tier maker thing. So we'll be right back with Kyle Lehman.
Are you in the market for a new house and unsure of the mortgage process? Want to know that you have someone looking out for you? Kyle Lehman from Wintrust Mortgage is a down-to-earth, knowledgeable lender who can be there for you in your corner. He can work with you in any of the 50 states and is just what you need to expand your home search. Kyle will work with you through the entire process with little to no work from you. Take the worry of the mortgage process out of the equation so that you can focus on looking for your dream home. Contact Kyle at www.wintrust.com/Kyle-Lehman or call him at 515-473-0546.
She's on your right or the left?
Well, she's like, if you're looking at the picture, she's on the right side.
Okay. That's okay.
In the purple tie-dye.
Okay. All right, so we're going to rank the foods here. I don't know how well you can see this. Can you see very well?
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah.
Okay. So first one is ribs.
Ribs.
S8. I don't know what this S.
Basically, it just means like, it's like a grading system. Like S just basically means like the superior.
Okay.
Like it's the best.
Okay. Average. Okay. I don't know. All right.
I don't know. We can make our own. Let's make our own. So superior, average, basic, can live without, and D is dog bad.
Okay. Dog bad.
C is can live without, and B is basic. Let's do some a little bit better than average, because basic and average are kind of the same. Let's do it's like
how about a must?
Yeah.
And then superior.
Okay.
I can't spell. So superior. I don't know. I know that's bad. Okay, that's wrong. All right. Barbecue ribs.
That looks like a superhero name. Superior.
Okay. I know, right? Hey there.
We're keeping it. Keep it.
Right.
It's good.
Superior. There we go. All right.
Keep it.
Barbecue ribs.
Basic. I am not a big ribs girl.
I'm kind of with you on that deal. It's okay, but
like I'm not like I'm not gonna. That's not what I'm going for first.
I'm an old man. It sticks in my teeth that they get all saucy. I'm just not a.
I'm not also wanting to pick it out from under my nails.
Right. Brisket.
This is hard for me because brisket is hit or miss for me.
It's a must for me, but I can't. I've never made it.
Okay, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like some brisket is really good, falls apart. That would be our superior. But like basic brisket, I'm not normally a huge fan of it. It's right. I can agree with a must. We got to have it at the barbecue.
I can't tell what this is.
I think those are beans.
No, because I think these are beans down here.
Oh.
I don't know what this is.
Well, we'll skip it for now.
Okay. Green beans. With bacon. Dog bad.
I can live without those. I can. Dog bad. Okay. It's got
I'll
bacon
put them up there,
but
I'm not eating them.
At least 50%.
I could eat the bacon out of it. I could eat the bacon
yes.
out of it. You're right. Good point. All right. Burgers.
Basic.
Shut the fuck up.
They're just so basic, man.
They
are. What do you think? What's your argument?
It's got to be a must. It's got to be a must.
Yeah.
Like you have to have them. Burgers on the grill is as American as shitty apple pie. So. All right, greens.
Okay, I'll agree. Greens, I've never actually had greens.
I haven't either, so we can live without those. God, here we go. Hot dogs.
Superior.
They're not superior. It depends.
I feel like hot dogs and brats that should be the same category since there's not a picture of a brat.
Okay,
down there.
All right. But it depends. Are they all beef hot dogs or are they those crap like pork?
No, I like all beef hot dogs. That's what I buy.
All right. Okay. That's what I buy too.
And brats. If we're counting brats in those, like those cheddar sauce jalapeno brats.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Can't go wrong with all those.
The ones from Piggly Wiggly?
Yeah. Well, I didn't have the Piggly Wiggly brats, but
corn on the cob.
Corn. Superior.
I agree. Yeah. That's the way I want to make it too, on the grill. Nobody else here likes it that way.
Yeah, it's like if the corn is not there, I'm a little disappointed. Like that there's not corn. Yeah.
And
wings
on the grill, I like it on the grill. Nobody else likes it.
I do too. I love it on the grill. I like it when it gets kind of chewy.
Yes.
I know that sounds weird.
I know. No, it's got a roasted flavor. Nope, I'm totally with you.
Yes. And then you get to get that butter. You put a butter on a slice of bread and rub it all around.
Look at you like your grandpa.
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned how to eat it right.
Chicken wings.
Ooh, okay. For a barbecue, I would say, well, I don't know. That's hard because I don't normally eat a lot of, we don't normally make wings for barbecue.
I think they're
But I know that like Walker's family, like Tommy makes smoked wings.
Also, they're not boneless, so I'm out on that whole deal.
Oh, that reminds me. 1 second. Look what Walker got in Nashville.
Watermelon barbecue sauce? I saw this snap.
Freaking good.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's like tangy and sweet, but then it has just like a little bit of like, not spicy, but like, like barbecue spice right at the end.
Sure.
I told Walker we need to make in wings because.
Yeah.
And then we got to just find their website.
I'm working.
Wings are basic. I would say basic.
Okay. Potato salad.
Superior.
Dog bad. Nope. I'm not relenting.
Hey. No, potato salad is
cold
so
potatoes.
Good.
It's got mustard in it.
Delicious.
It's freaking gross. Well, why don't you just eat a mashed potato and then throw it up and put it on a plate?
Because that's not what potato salad is. Potato salad, if you would actually try it. Have you ever actually tried potato salad?
Nope. I won't do it either.
See?
The minute I would put it in my mouth, I'll yuck my own stuff. It's disgusting. I'm not eating it.
No, it has to be at the barbecue. What are you going to eat? Like where you need something kind of like light and refresh, like cold on your plate to break up all this heavy and umami.
Yeah.
So you need the tang from the mustard and the mayo.
Gross.
And coldness.
I literally want to go throw up just having this conversation.
So that you're hitting, listen, there's salt, acid, fat, umami. Those are what you taste, okay?
Umami, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, okay. Umami. Umami is like what that taste of like meat.
All I can think about is that episode of Friends.
Unagi. Salmon skin roll.
Oh my God.
Umami
We're so
is
I get to laugh every time you say it.
okay. Have you ever craved something like meaty before?
Yes.
That's like umami. Like you're craving that, like the or like mushrooms give like a nice umami. People put mushrooms and things to get that nice umami flavor. It's kind of like just like a more, yeah.
I will. I got it. Where do you want it?
We can compromise since I wanted it in superior and you wanted it in dog bad. Let's put it in basic.
Okay.
Coleslaw.
Dog bad.
I'm guessing the same argument, so put it in basic already.
Cornbread.
Oh, I love cornbread.
I've never had it at a barbecue though, but now I feel
really?
like it's a must.
Yeah, we don't make it very often.
Now I feel like it's a must.
Pulled pork. Puts pulled pork in superior. I love pulled pork.
Yep.
It's so juicy, so good. Mac and cheese, superior. That's easy.
Yep. I think I'm going to make some smoked mac and cheese for 4th of July. So.
You know, I've already been.
You know what? Both of these are baked beans, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know why it's on here twice.
And I think baked beans are a must.
Okay. I would agree with that.
Yeah, those are really good.
That's not bad.
Okay.
You don't have anything that's dog
bad group.
No.
That's good. According to me. Because I'm not picky like you.
Yes. No, it's not picky.
I don't have the palate of a 10-year-old.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I eat everything, dude.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Whatever.
Maybe when I was little, I was picky, but now I'll try anything once.
That I suppose.
Because what if I'm missing out on something really good?
Well, you're not if you're not eating potato salad.
Listen,
you're just fine.
The best potato salad I ever had was the one that Mom bought at Costco that was like baked potato salad, and it was cold potatoes, and like they had like a sour cream and mayo base instead of a mustard and mayo base. And then it had like chopped up bacon and chives and cheese in it. It was so freaking good. And you wouldn't even try that. And I was like, this is literally just the cold version of what you would eat. Do you not eat like cold pizza? Do you not eat cold food? You not? Here's my question: do you not eat warm food cold?
No. Cold pizza is gross. Got to warm it up.
You are breaking my heart.
I'm just telling you.
I like cold pizza. I like cold chicken wings.
That's fucking gross.
From Buffalo. What did I?
The hell was that?
How did I do that?
I don't know. That was weird though. I don't know.
a cold Subway sandwich.
Now we're hanging. Now we're in the just no. If it's meant to be warm, that's how I want to eat it.
No.
Cold mac and cheese, not eating it.
No. Cold soup.
No.
I'm eating it from the can.
Okay, that's just the college student in you. That's all that is.
that was yeah.
I mean, nothing grosses me out more than when the boys eat a raw ramen package.
Actually, the best is when I caught Josh coming in with his hands in his pockets, and I was downstairs. I'm like, "What are you doing, Marty? What do you got in your mouth? Pizza rolls, frozen? Yeah." How about we don't? Can you at least heat them up, bro? Like, what you do in the dead of the night when nobody's around is your business. But I am right here, and I just watched it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, that's
whatever. Maybe it helps him eat them slower, makes him last longer.
Maybe.
I can get behind that.
Maybe. I doubt it.
But then the opposite for their ice cream, they warm it up into a soup.
Right. Yeah. So it's the exact opposite. Good point.
See, that's what I'm saying. Jordan and Joshua are more like me. I kind of like things to eat things at different temperatures.
I guess.
Say.
Weirdos.
Cold wings, cold pizza.
Weirdos.
With that ranch.
Gross. All right. Well,
speaking of ranch, I have to talk about one more thing.
Okay.
We have to discuss it on the pod.
Okay.
Walker brought up last week that it was St. Louis, right, with the ranch bar. In St. Louis, they have a ranch bar with flights of ranches that you can try that are all different flavors. So we're going to be going to St. Louis actually in August. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to tell you. The New York Mets are playing the Cardinals. And Tommy. Yeah, and Tommy's a huge Mets fan. So we're going to get to sit up in the Bud Suite and get free food and drinks. And we're going to go on the Clydesdale tour since Walker's brother isn't 21 yet. Yeah. So I'm not going to get to do the other tours. But that's okay. Tour.
I took my kids on the Budweiser tour and I made them suffer.
No, we did the Clydesdale tour.
Oh.
You can't do the other tour because the other tour, I think you can drink along with it. And you were like, well, I'll just ditch these kids. Mom and I'll go on this one.
Imagine that. Imagine that I wanted to ditch the kids for alcohol.
And then Walker gets a 25% off when he shows his business card since he works for Doll at the merch store. So we're going to get to go and explore there. And I get to try, like, I remember I have been dreaming since 2019 when you went there and you're like, I'm so freaking excited to drink. I'm getting a Budweiser. You're like, I'm not getting a Bud Light. I'm getting a Budweiser.
It was good too.
And it was good. So I'm excited. It'll be, it'll be a good time. But I'm hoping maybe it'd be cool to try that restaurant and tell you about it. Because at first you were kind of grossed out by it.
But I could see different little versions of ranch or whatever. I could go for that. I could see.
Yeah. I also heard there's a crate place, so I'm just gonna eat my way around St. Louis.
There you go. All right. Well, we need to get out of here. By the time we'll record again next month, and we'll be back from the Williams Syndrome Conference. We've got that going on, 4th of July, whatever, and then Mom and I's anniversary is in a month, so that's going on. Good deal. So. All right. We appreciate everybody listening. Again, we're just kind of being silly. I am trying to get an update on the murder case of Grandma. So I'm trying to get the case files. So once we have that, we'll maybe have a deep discussion on some stuff. I also got I've got some family history that I want to get through that Aunt Jackie gave me that I want to kind of go through as well. And then maybe we can talk about that too. So with that, appreciate everybody listening. And with that, everybody have a great night.